So Quentin, today we are going to be working on you following multi-step directions. Okay. So we're going to do we'll start with easy stuff like 1-step directions, and we'll move to maybe 2 and 3-step directions as well. So I have for you a session plan. Okay. So I'm going to put it right here, and what we can do is have you mark off when we do things. So, do you want to read what we have on there?
Okay. Review goal.
And what's your goal?
Following multi-step directions.
Yeah. And we want you to, what your ultimate goal is to be able to do that with 80% accuracy. Okay. And so, as you do that today, I'm going to be kind of just marking down on a notepad how well you're doing with that. Okay. Because at the end, we're going to talk about what was easy and what was hard. What's number 2?
Multi-step directions tips.
Yeah, so I'm going to teach you some tips for keeping those directions in your brain, okay? Because sometimes I know it's hard for you to think about all the steps. You want to think about the first step, and then you kind of lose it, right? Okay, next one.
Listen and draw.
So we're going to play a little game of listen and draw, all right? Go ahead, number 4.
Touch objects.
Okay, so we're going to do a game where you're following my verbal directions. So I'm going to tell you to touch one thing and then another thing. And then I'm going to tell you to touch this, this, and this. Okay, and I'll show you more and I'll explain more when we get to that. Okay?
Movement directions.
Movement directions mean you're going to move your body with my verbal directions. So I'm going to tell you three things to do, and then you're going to do them. All right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of like Simon Says a little bit. Okay. Number 6.
Review goal / session easiest to hardest.
Yep. So at the end, we're going to talk about which one of these activities was the easiest for you, and what was the hardest for you. And then we're going to talk about your goal again. Okay? So have we done anything that we can check off? Do we review your goal?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the next step on our plan?
Multi-step directions tips.
Multi-step directions tips. And so what I have for you, I made you kind of a little card that is tips to following multi-step directions. I'll show that right here.
It's backwards.
Okay, it is backwards, but that's okay. All right, so the first one is look at the speaker. Who's going to be speaking the directions?
You.
That's right. I'm going to be speaking the directions. Number 2, ask them to repeat the directions if necessary. So if you don't understand them or you weren't listening, then what do?
Ask to repeat.
Ask to repeat. Number 3, repeat the directions out loud, and that's for you. So if I say, touch the pig, then the goat, what would you say? You could say,
touch the pig, then the goat.
That's right. Okay, and number 4 is visualize the directions in your head. So if I said touch the pig and the goat, what could you put in as a picture in your brain?
Pig, goat.
That's right. Okay, so those are there for you. If you forget how to follow multi-step directions, you can look at that.
I'm just
Okay.
Minecraft.
Okay, so can we mark something else off on our session plan? Good job. Okay, so again, our goal for the session is to do what? What are we working on?
Follow multi-step directions.
Learn how to follow multi-step directions. That's right. So we're going to start with a listen and draw. Oops. So I'm going to take your pen and we can switch. And so as we do this, I'm going to just mark off how you do with this, okay? And don't worry about it. I'm just kind of seeing how well you're going to do with it. Okay. So first thing you're going to do, we're going to start with easy. We're going to get harder. And the things you're drawing are not hard, okay? They're easy things, but I'm going to make the directions that you're doing harder, okay? So your job is to listen and then to draw what I say. If you need to remember the directions, remember your tips. Yes?
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, draw a simple house. Super simple. And you want it to be the biggest part of your picture.
So
It's okay. Okay, number 2. Oh, I'll wait till you erase.
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at the speaker. Draw a moon and clouds.
Okay. Moon.
Okay, you don't have to show it until the end if you don't want to.
Oh, but I want to do it.
Okay, that's okay. Number 3. Draw lightning and rain. Okay, the only thing I can say is that you drew both things, but when you're following multi-step directions, you have to do them in the order that I say. Which order did you do?
Rain.
Rain and lightning.
Dang it.
Gotta listen, it's okay. Then, next, number 4, listen carefully. Draw 3 ghosts and 2 pumpkins. If you need to, you can repeat what I said. Remember how that's a good tip?
Wait, carved pumpkins or pumpkins?
Just pumpkins.
Okay.
Don't worry about that kind of detail. That's where you get hung up. Good job. Hey, you know what I noticed? I'm really happy that you drew both of those, but I almost had to mark it wrong because you almost stopped at your 3 ghosts. You almost forgot your pumpkins. But you didn't forget. You did a good job. Okay? Number 5. Draw a witch on a broomstick with a big hat.
Okay. There. Wait.
And number 6, write Happy Halloween. Okay, do you want to show it?
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
I'm not good at drawing.
So, for that part of it, you only missed one thing. So you did really great. And that was just because of what happened with the...
I accidentally put the rain before the lightning.
And that's okay. But remember, with following multi-step directions, it can... Listen. That's okay. Here, can I have your pencil? Yeah. Okay. All right. So remember, during following multi-step directions, it's important to remember the order because, like, let's say, of course that was like a game where you're drawing, but in real life, like in school, does it matter what order you go with certain things?
Yeah.
Like what?
Research.
Research. Why?
Because the teacher could say like, go to this website, check out the assignment, and then research the thing of your choice, and then write something. If you wrote something before you researched, you would know nothing about it.
So is it important to listen to the directions exactly how they're told?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, is there anything else we can check off on our session plan?
Yes.
What? Did we never press go? Is it going?
Yeah, look. Well, it's going.
Are you sure?
So the square means it's going.
I hope so. Okay.
And if it's not going, it'll show like flip around camera, video, picture, see video,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Sorry. Brief pause.
Brief pause.
Okay. Okay. So we did review goal. We did multi-step direction tips. We did listen and draw. The one thing I noticed that you didn't do, which might have helped you, was repeat the directions out loud. Right? Okay. All right. We're gonna play a game of follow mom's directions. Where are you going, baby? Oh, you're getting the stuff? Okay, go ahead.
Some of it.
Okay. Let's put them down.
I gotta get the elephant and the frog.
Okay.
Frog.
can you tell me what we have here, my dear?
A rose quartz elephant.
Okay, well, let's just call it an elephant.
Elephant.
Okay, what else?
Just go elephant.
All right.
A rock.
Okay.
It's a rock. Mom, look. See? 10 minutes.
Oh, great. Okay, so we have rose quartz elephant, rock. What else?
Pig. It's
Pig.
adorable. I love it.
Okay.
Little frog.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called. It's like fool's gold.
Just, we can call it fool's gold.
Pyrite.
Let's just call it fool's gold.
Rubber unicorn.
We can just call it unicorn. And just call it...
Pufferfish.
Okay, cool. Are you ready, Freddie?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll start super easy, and then we'll make it harder as we go along.
Okay.
Okay. All right, my good sir. Are we looking at our speaker?
No.
Uh-oh. Okay, look at the speaker. Oh, let's put your fidget down.
No, just
You want to hold it
less
just for a minute?
distractions.
Okay. Because you're going to have to touch, so you have to be able to put it down. All right.
Okay.
So, you ready?
Yes.
Look at the tips real quick, just in case. That might help you.
Okay.
All right. So, Quentin, I would like you to touch the fool's gold and the pig. Good job. Warm up.
Warm up.
Quentin, I'd like you to touch the pig and the fool's gold. You touched them like 2 times.
Sorry, I was just like,
You gotta touch them just the amount of times that I say.
sorry.
So just, if I said, fool's gold pig, fool's gold pig, fool's gold pig. Okay, so, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
What can you do to listen better? There we go. Okay, I would like you to touch the pig, the frog, the elephant. Good job. Now I'd like you to touch the elephant, pig, frog. Okay. Now I'd like you to touch the elephant, frog, unicorn. Okay. Good job. Now I would like you to touch the pufferfish, the elephant, the unicorn. Now the frog, unicorn, pufferfish.
This is the rock.
But what do I need you to touch?
Frog, unicorn, pufferfish. I
Uh-oh.
was just pointing out that was the rock.
Okay, but I wasn't eating the rock, was I?
No.
Oh, no!
No.
All right, that's okay. Hey, if there's distractions, which there are, right? There's other things that you like, especially, these are all these things that you really enjoy? Are all these things that you like to look at?
Yes.
Yes. So, that's why I chose them, because I knew that they would be tough for you. Because in your life, like at school, are there a million distractions?
Yes.
And teachers are still telling you directions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's try again. We'll do you want to do 2 more or 3 more?
3.
Okay. Rock, fool's gold, elephant. Ooh, such good concentration. Fool's gold, rock, pig. Ooh, that one was a little hesitation, huh? Good job. Pig, fool's gold, rock. All right. So, we finished our touch activity.
Yeah, check off another thing.
Would you like to?
Yeah.
And then can you clean up my objects and put them back to where they were?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here's your pen.
You're doing a really good job, Eddie.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you. Especially because this is like
Hard.
at home and it's hard. It's something you're still struggling with. Okay. So this next part, I'm going to turn this a little bit because you're going to have to do some movement, possibly. So that it might involve getting up. Okay, and I'm not sure yet. So I have a list of stuff that I want you to do. Maybe. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. So I have a list of things, and this is all still working on multi-step directions. This time, pretty much. This time it has pretty much 3-step directions. Some of them are more than that, but I'll stop at 3 unless I see that, hey, he did so good. I'm going to try 4 steps. Okay?
I'm going to wiggle.
Ready, Freddie?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you look at your tips just in case?
Yes.
Okay. They might help you. Okay, and I have my directions right here. Okay. Number 1. Don't do them until I say all the directions.
Okay.
You have to keep your body still. Okay. Cross your fingers, stand up, turn around in a circle.
Wait, do I uncross my fingers when I stand up? Or do I keep them crossed? I don't understand.
You probably keep them crossed, I guess. Okay.
Yay.
Would you say that was 3 steps that you just did?
Yeah.
Tell me what they were.
Cross my fingers, stand up, and turn around in circles.
Okay.
In a circle.
So what I'm writing down is just whether or not you were able to do all 3. Okay? Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Don't do any until I start.
Okay.
I know it's hard.
I know.
Okay. Shake your head no. Count the chairs in the room and point to the corner of the room.
Okay. 1. And,
Good job. Okay, don't do it again. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Don't move until I'm done. 3 things. Snap your fingers 4 times. Pretend to put a shirt on. Tap your foot on the floor.
Oh.
That's okay. It's hard, huh? So these are things that are not connected. Okay, so they're kind of arbitrary. Do you know what arbitrary means?
Random.
Random. So when there's arbitrary directions, that happens in real life too, right? Like if we're going out the door, most of the things, like if we're leaving for the day, most of the things are normal and the same. But every once in a while, we might ask you to go do something that you don't normally do, like take out the trash. Who knows, right?
Dance on the couch.
Would I ask you that typically?
Yes.
You're silly. Okay. So, this skill is harder than the other skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they don't necessarily make sense to your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of move from easy to harder. You ready?
Yes.
Do you want to stay with 3 directions or do you want to move to 4? Got it. Okay. Ready? Sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Pretend to wash your hands. Put your elbows on the table.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I wonder what you are. Up above the sky, so I forgot the word.
That's okay. What's the next part?
This is so random. I think it's,
Okay. This time, listen.
yeah,
I want you to repeat after me. Okay? And you only have to sing the first verse or the first little line of Twinkle Twinkle. Like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay? After I say the 3, you say the 3.
Okay.
Sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Pretend to wash your hands and put your elbows on the table.
Sing twinkle, twinkle, little star. Pretend to wash your hands and put your elbows on the table.
Ready, go.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Washing hands.
There's a table
elbow.
up here.
Oh yeah, table. Ow!
Ooh.
That hurt.
Silly. Okay. Do you want to do 1 more or 2 more?
1.
Okay.
These are hard.
They are hard. Ready? Mm-hmm. If you need to, it helps you to repeat me when I say the 3 directions, right?
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Pretend to sneeze, walk to the door, and count to 5.
I chew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did it.
You did.
That was hard.
Okay. Is there another thing we can mark off?
Yeah.
Cool. So this last portion is to review your goal and to think about all the things that we did. What was the easiest for you? What was the hardest for you? Okay. So what was the goal we were working on?
Multi-step directions.
You following multi-step directions. Okay. And by my calculations, I mean, you were pretty much, if we averaged all the 3 things we did from easiest to hardest, you're about at 80%, probably more like 70 though. okay, if we're thinking about full, like, multi-step directions, okay? So, that's great. I mean, think about where you were a year ago with this goal. Could you follow 2 directions in a row?
No.
No way, even if they were connected. Okay. So, I want to ask you, with your multi-step directions, what do you think, if you look at the list, what do you think was the easiest thing we did? And you can put a star by that. And what do you think was the hardest thing we did? And you can put an X by that.
That.
Okay, so you think that the touching objects was the easiest?
Yes.
What about listen and draw?
No, I still think touching objects.
Okay. And then what did you think was the hardest?
The movement.
The movement, because why?
They weren't connected at all, and I didn't know it was hard.
So you had to really use your listening skills, didn't
Yes.
you? What do you think you're having trouble with our tips? Do you think you're having trouble visualizing the directions, or do you think you're having trouble
Looking at people.
You think you're having trouble looking at people?
Not a thing I can do very easily. Eye contact is hard.
Okay. So
Hard to
what
look
is, if that's hard for you, then I want you to look at these tips and think about what would make it easier. What would make following multi-step directions easier for you?
I don't know. This is hard.
Well, do you think you did better when you repeated the directions out loud?
Yeah.
So is that something you might want to work on for if we work on this again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I have a high five? You did awesome. I'm so proud of
Wait,
you.
I want to see. How do I? Oh, there. Look.
Okay. Go ahead and press stop.